You've had quite a reputation for being a fairly aggressive, fairly antagonistic person.
Yes.
Do you want to defend or support it?
No, I think when people that are in the public eye to a certain extent do things, then people evaluate them a certain way, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not antagonistic by any means. This band used to be involved in a lot of fights over volume and things like that with people from the crowd. And it just went through a period of about 8 months of it being like this, you know. But no, I'm not aggressive or antagonistic. I really believe that artists get a really bad deal in this country. They have no say at all in what they do, you know. And in saying this to a lot of people, it's put an aggressive light or an antagonistic light, I think, on the band and myself. But
a lot of rock musicians in this country tend to get out to try and please people and just say things that they think, you know, people will get to like them that way.
Yeah.
You've stood out against this, you know, well, right throughout your career.
Well, I sort of went through the stardom thing about 6 years ago. You know, fortunately, I've had a taste of it at quite a high degree, and sort of now that I'm older and you see the same things happening again, it's very easy. I mean, I'm not a false person, so it's very hard for me to be false on stage, you know. Whereas before, there was no sort of personality. I didn't know how to do anything, you know. I was just doing what came naturally to me, and there was no thought in regard to the music that I was doing. But now there's a great deal of thought goes into some of the things that we do, you know.
When you sort of first set out, were you consciously pushing an image with a manager saying, look, you should be, you know, when you did this sort of all the Surf City stuff?
Well, yeah. Well, John Harrigan was managers in those days,
yeah.
And he'd read the Acme Book of Management, you know, and thought, well, you guys have got to do this and learn to dance and do that, and that's how it went, you know. It was like a sort of monkeys thing, you know. But I mean, I was only 16, 17, so it didn't matter a damn to me. I was earning a fortune. Well, we're not sort of involved in the rock and roll revival. I think the point that so many people seem to miss is that the rock music of the 50s and the beginning of the rock music, or the early rock music of the 50s, was really the start of a new music culture, because rock and roll is definitely a new musical culture in just about all forms of music, other than classics. Even folk, country, you know, pop music as a whole has been totally affected by what happened in the early 50s. Like all music of today practically is, you know, orientated in some way from what happened then.
When you were in the studio the other day with us, we have never had such volume in the studio. In fact, you were making the lenses of our cameras vibrate. So you're getting these incredible sound patterns running up the picture. So it's not a bad, you know, it's not a bad picture when you see it back. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had this problem a few times. You know, it is a problem. It is a genuine problem because. Of course, microphony in the cameras, I know that, you know, and I know that that's a problem, but unfortunately that's the volume. I mean, we're not an exceptionally loud band by world standards, by this country's standards we are, you know.
Sure.
And,
that wasn't a complaint.
No, I know. I think it's just a case that maybe the electric music has moved further ahead than the media that tries to portray it, you know. Maybe that's what's happened, because
I think, in fact, that is what has happened.
Yeah, I think possibly it is too. You know, I don't think the studios were designed. Most halls in the country are not designed for volume playing. You know, let alone TV channels. And we have enough problem in the studio, so I can imagine the problems they have at Channel 2 with this. You know.